In the labyrinth of human relationships, from the warmth of friendship and familial bonds to the complexities of romantic entanglements, the quality of our interactions plays a pivotal role in shaping our happiness, growth, and overall well-being. It is here, amidst the intricacies of human connections, that the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers a beacon of clarity. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes virtue, reason, and emotional resilience, provides invaluable insight into navigating the ebb and flow of relationships with grace and wisdom. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the notion that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our responses to them. This principle applies universally across all types of relationships, be they with family, friends, or partners. Stoicism teaches us to evaluate our relationships not just on the basis of the joy they bring, but also on their contribution to our personal growth and inner peace. It encourages us to ask, do these relationships help us live in accordance with our values? Do they support our journey towards becoming our best selves? By adopting a Stoic approach to evaluating the health of our relationships, we empower ourselves to make rational decisions based on wisdom and virtue. This perspective encourages us to cherish connections that enrich our lives while giving us the courage to release those that no longer serve our highest good. The universal application of Stoic principles to all relationships provides a holistic framework for cultivating a life filled with meaningful, supportive, and enriching connections. Throughout this exploration, we will integrate timeless Stoic quotes to illuminate our discussion, offer practical advice and simple exercises to implement Stoic teachings in daily life, and reference scientific data and Stoic psychological research to reinforce the credibility of the strategies discussed. Our journey will not only delve into the philosophical underpinnings of Stoic thought, but also translate these ancient teachings into actionable insights for contemporary life. By the conclusion of this article, you will be equipped with the knowledge and tools to assess the health of your relationships through a Stoic lens. With this wisdom, you will feel empowered to cultivate a circle of relationships that truly reflect your values, promote your well-being, and support your personal growth. Let us embark on this journey together, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, to discover the transformative power of choosing our relationships with intention, courage. Sings 1. Stagnation of personal growth. In the journey of life, personal and professional growth stands as the cornerstone of fulfillment and success. Yet, amidst this pursuit, certain relationships emerge as barriers rather than bridges to our development. These relationships, often comfort and familiarity, can subtly or overtly impede our progress, leaving us in a state of stagnation. It's a phenomenon all too common, where the fear of losing the known keeps us tethered to what's comfortable, hindering our growth and evolution. The Stoics, with their profound understanding of human nature and the dynamics of personal development, offer timeless advice for recognizing and transcending these stagnant relationships. They teach us that growth is not merely an aspect of our existence, but the essence of it. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, eloquently remarked, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This principle underscores the Stoic belief that obstacles, including those stemming from certain relationships, are not barriers but opportunities for growth. Applying this Stoic wisdom involves a conscious examination of our relationships, asking ourselves whether they serve as catalysts for growth or shackles to our potential. It requires us to be brutally honest about the nature of our interactions and their impact on our personal journey. Are we better, wiser, kinder because of these relationships? Do they challenge us, inspire us, and push us towards our best selves? If the answer is no, then perhaps it's time to reassess their place in our lives. Moving beyond stagnant relationships doesn't necessarily mean ending them abruptly or with malice. Instead, it's about redefining their boundaries in a way that fosters our growth. It might involve setting clearer expectations, communicating our needs and goals, and sometimes lovingly letting go of those that cannot adapt to our journey of personal development. This process, albeit challenging, is a testament to our commitment to growth, to living a life aligned with our highest virtues and potential. Stoicism doesn't merely suggest detachment from relationships that hinder our growth, it advocates for a transformation of perspective. It encourages us to view every interaction as a chance to learn, grow, and embody our virtues more fully. By adopting this mindset, we not only overcome the stagnation caused by certain relationships, but also transform them into lessons that propel us forward on our path. Incorporating this Stoic perspective into our lives involves a simple yet powerful exercise. Reflect nightly on the relationships in your life. Ask yourself which ones have contributed to your growth today and which have not. This practice not only sharpens our awareness of the nature of our relationships, but also gently guides us towards cultivating those that truly enrich our lives. Embracing the Stoic approach to relationships and personal growth empowers us to navigate the complexities of human connections with wisdom and intention. It's a journey that requires courage, honesty, and the unwavering belief in our potential for continuous growth. By choosing relationships that challenge, support, and elevate us, we pave the way for a life of fulfillment, achievement, and profound personal development. Signs 2. Dominance of negative emotions. In the tapestry of human connections, the threads of jealousy, anger, and sadness often weave a complex pattern, significantly affecting our well-being. These emotions, while a natural part of the human experience, can become overwhelming in relationships that are out of harmony with our deeper values and aspirations. When negative emotions predominate, they cloud our judgment, strain our interactions, and can ultimately erode the foundation of even the most steadfast relationships. The Stoics, ancient philosophers renowned for their insights into human emotions and resilience, offer valuable strategies for navigating the turbulent waters of relationships marred by negative emotions. They teach us that while we may not have control over the actions of others or even the initial surge of our emotions, we possess the ultimate power over how we choose to respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher emperor, eloquently stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful assertion highlights the Stoic belief in the supremacy of reason over emotion, urging us to cultivate a mindful awareness of our emotional states and their impacts on our relationships. Adopting Stoic strategies to manage emotions begins with self-reflection, a practice deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy. By regularly examining our feelings towards others and identifying patterns of negativity, we can start to understand the root causes of these emotions. Is jealousy stemming from our insecurities or anger from unmet expectations? By questioning our emotional responses, we engage the rational part of our mind, enabling us to address the underlying being swept away by the tumult of our feelings. Furthermore, the Stoics advise us to practice empathy and understanding towards those who might be the source of our negative emotions. They remind us that everyone is fighting their own battles, often hidden from view. This perspective encourages us to approach conflict with compassion, reducing feelings of anger and misunderstanding. Incorporating Stoic wisdom into our daily lives involves a simple yet profound exercise, the evening reflection. As the day draws to a close, take a few moments to reflect on the emotions you've experienced in your relationships. Ask yourself, were my responses guided by reason and virtue, or did I allow negative emotions to dictate my actions? This practice not only fosters emotional resilience but also cultivates a more harmonious and fulfilling approach to our relationships. By embracing the Stoic approach to managing emotions, we empower ourselves to make rational, virtuous decisions in our relationships. It's a path that leads us away from the dominance of negative emotions towards a state of inner peace and relational harmony. As we apply these timeless principles, we find that our connections with others can become sources of joy, growth, and mutual support, rather than conflict and distress. Signs 3. Presence of manipulation and control. In the realm of human interactions, the dynamics of manipulation and control represent a deviation from the ideals of freedom and autonomy that lie at the heart of Stoic philosophy. These elements, when present in relationships, act as insidious forces that erode the very foundation of mutual respect and understanding, replacing it with a shadow of dependency and subjugation. The Stoics, with their profound respect for the inherent dignity of the individual, offer a compelling counterpoint to such dynamics, advocating for a life led with reason, self-mastery, and personal sovereignty. Manipulation and control in relationships often manifest subtly, making them difficult to recognize. They may appear as overly critical comments disguised as concerned coercive persuasion under the guise of advice, or emotional blackmail leveraged as expressions of love. These behaviors, though diverse in their appearance, share a common goal to undermine the individual's ability to make free choices, leading to a state where one's actions are more a reflection of another's will than of one's own volition. Contrasting sharply with these practices are the Stoic ideals of freedom and autonomy. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "No man is free, is not master of himself." This statement encapsulates the Stoic view that true freedom comes from within, from being in control of our thoughts, emotions, irrespective of external circumstances or influences. It is this internal sovereignty that manipulation and control seek to destroy, replacing it with dependency and loss of self. To navigate relationships tainted by manipulation, the Stoic practice of self-reflection becomes indispensable. By regularly examining our interactions and the feelings they evoke, we can begin to discern patterns of behavior that compromise our autonomy. Questions such as, do I feel empowered to express my true thoughts and feelings in this relationship? Or do I find myself acting against my better judgment under pressure from this person, can illuminate the presence of unhealthy dynamics. Embracing Stoic wisdom involves cultivating the courage to assert boundaries and reclaim our autonomy. This might mean engaging in open, honest conversations about the need for respect and independence, seeking support from trusted friends or professionals, or in some cases, distancing ourselves from relationships that persistently undermine our well-being. Incorporating a simple daily exercise can fortify our resolve to maintain personal sovereignty. Each evening, reflect on instances where you felt pressured or coerced, and reaffirm your commitment to making choices aligned with your values and well-being. This practice not only reinforces our sense of self, but also guides us in fostering relationships that respect our freedom and autonomy. In the face of manipulation and control, the Stoic ideals of self-mastery and autonomy offer a beacon of hope and empowerment. By aligning our relationships with these principles, we ensure that our connections enrich rather than diminish our lives, allowing us to live with the dignity and freedom that are our birthright. Signs for lack of mutual respect. Mutual respect serves as the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, embodying the recognition and appreciation of the inherent worth and dignity of another person. This foundational principle aligns closely with Stoic philosophy, which places immense value on dignity, virtue, and the respect for oneself and others. The Stoics believe that every individual possesses an inherent worth that demands recognition and respect, regardless of external factors such as status, wealth, or achievements. In relationships devoid of mutual respect, there is a palpable imbalance where interactions may become tainted with disregard, criticism, or even contempt. Such dynamics not only erode the bond between individuals, but also significantly impact one's self-esteem and sense of worth. The Stoic perspective offers a powerful antidote to this ailment through its emphasis on the equality of all individuals in terms of their capacity for reason and virtue. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations reminds us that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Applying this wisdom, we recognize that responding to disrespect with disrespect only perpetuates a cycle of negativity. Instead, we should strive to uphold our dignity in the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, even in the face of disrespect. To cultivate and maintain mutual respect in our relationships, the Stoic practice of self-reflection becomes instrumental. Engaging in daily introspection, we can assess our interactions and ensure that we are both giving and receiving respect. This practice involves considering whether we truly listen to understand the perspectives of others, if we speak and act with consideration for their dignity, and if we acknowledge their inherent worth as rational beings. A practical exercise to enhance mutual respect in relationships involves consciously practicing gratitude for the people in our lives. Each day, take a moment to reflect on the value that different relationships bring to your life and consider ways to express appreciation for this value. This could be as simple as acknowledging a partner's support, thanking a friend for their kindness, or expressing admiration for a colleague's hard work. Such gestures of appreciation not only reinforce mutual respect but also deepen the bonds of understanding and empathy between individuals. In conclusion, mutual respect is not merely an ideal to aspire to. It is a practical necessity for the flourishing of any relationship. By integrating Stoic principles into our daily interactions, we can foster an environment where respect is freely given and received. This approach not only enhances our relationships but also aligns us more closely with the Stoic ideal of living a virtuous life, marked by dignity, respect, and a profound appreciation for the inherent worth of every individual. Signs 5. Living in illusion versus reality. The journey through the landscapes of our relationships is often shrouded in the mists of illusion, where our perceptions and desires shape the reality of our connections. This divergence from reality, while sometimes providing temporary solace, ultimately leads us astray from the path of genuine understanding and meaningful engagement. Stoicism, with its unwavering commitment to living in accordance with nature and accepting the reality of our circumstances, offers a guiding light through the fog of illusions, advocating for a life anchored in the truth of our experiences and relationships. The danger of nurturing relationships based on illusions lies in the inevitable confrontation with reality. Illusions, by their nature, are fragile constructs, destined to shatter when faced with the unyielding truths of life. This dissonance can lead to pain, disappointment, and a sense of betrayal, not because others have necessarily deceived us, but because we have deceived ourselves. Stoic philosophy teaches us the value of perceiving people and situations with clarity and objectivity. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This sentiment underscores the Stoic principle that our perceptions shape our reality, and by cultivating a perception rooted in truth and acceptance, we can foster more authentic and resilient relationships. Embracing reality in our relationships means acknowledging both the strengths and weaknesses of those we connect with, accepting them for who they truly are rather than who we wish them to be. This acceptance does not imply resignation or passivity, but represents a profound engagement with the truth of our shared human condition. It encourages us to work on our relationships with patience, understanding, and a commitment to growth and improvement grounded in the reality of our mutual experiences. A practical Stoic exercise to bridge the gap between illusion and reality involves the practice of reflective journaling. By taking time each day to reflect on our interactions and the nature of our relationships, we can begin to discern the difference between our perceptions and the reality of our connections. Ask yourself, are my expectations of this person or our relationship based on my desires, or are they grounded in the reality of who they are and what they can offer? This practice not only fosters self-awareness, but also nurtures our capacity for acceptance and understanding. In navigating the complex terrains of our relationships, the Stoic acceptance of reality serves as a compass, guiding us towards deeper connections based on truth, mutual respect, and genuine understanding. By shedding the veils of illusion and embracing the reality of our shared human experiences, we open ourselves to the richness of authentic relationships, where the bonds of understanding and acceptance forge paths to lasting fulfillment and mutual growth. Sign 6. Compromising core values. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the profound belief in the importance of living a life aligned with one's core values. Integrity, a virtue highly esteemed by Stoics, is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. It's a guiding light that enables individuals to navigate the complexities of life, including the dynamics of relationships. However, when relationships demand compromises that conflict with these essential principles, they pose a significant threat to our integrity and well-being. The consequences of such compromises are far-reaching. Beyond the immediate discomfort and internal conflict they provoke, sacrificing personal values for the sake of maintaining relationships can lead to a profound sense of loss of self-respect, loss of identity, and even loss of purpose. These are not mere emotional setbacks, but pivotal moments that can alter the course of one's life, steering it away from authenticity and fulfillment. Stoicism offers sage advice on maintaining integrity in the face of external pressures, including those arising within our closest relationships. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher emperor, once remarked, "If you lose your integrity, you will lose everything else." This stark warning serves as a reminder of the intrinsic link between our values and our essence. To compromise on our core values is to erode the very foundation upon which our character is built. To navigate the treacherous waters of relationships that challenge our values, Stoicism encourages a return to self-reflection and reason. By regularly examining our actions and decisions through the lens of Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage and moderation, we can discern whether our relationship dynamics honor or compromise our values. This introspective practice not only reaffirms our commitment to living virtuously but also empowers us to make decisions that reflect our true selves. A practical exercise to strengthen our resolve in the face of value-compromising relationships involves the Stoic technique of premeditation of evils. By contemplating the potential outcomes of compromising our values, we can mentally prepare ourselves for the challenges we might face in preserving our integrity. This preparation involves asking ourselves, what are the consequences of acting against my values in this relationship? How will it affect my self-respect and peace of mind? By facing these questions head-on, we equip ourselves with the clarity and fortitude needed to make choices that align with our deepest principles. In conclusion, the Stoic journey toward maintaining integrity in our relationships is both a challenge and an opportunity. It tests our commitment to our values, pushing us to define what we truly stand for. Yet, it also offers the chance to live with authenticity, aligning our external relationships with our innermost values. By embracing Stoic wisdom, we can navigate the complexities of our connections with others, ensuring that our integrity remains intact and our lives reflect the virtue of living truthfully and courageously according to our principles. Sign 7. Imbalance of giving and taking. In the fabric of human relationships, the threads of giving and receiving are intricately woven together, creating a tapestry of mutual support and balance. However, when this balance is disrupted and the scales tip overwhelmingly towards one side, the resulting one-sided relationships can lead to feelings of exhaustion, resentment, and disillusionment. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue, wisdom, and the pursuit of a harmonious life, offers insightful perspectives on navigating such imbalances, advocating for relationships that are rooted in reciprocity and mutual respect. The Stoic view on relationships is grounded in the idea of mutual benefit, not in a transactional sense, but in the enrichment of each individual's character and life. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, eloquently expressed that a gift is never about the material value but the love and generosity behind it. This principle extends to all forms of giving within a relationship, whether it be time, effort, or emotional support. When one person continuously gives without receiving, the relationship strays from the Stoic ideal of mutual growth and support, leading instead to a detrimental dependence that can hinder personal development. Addressing the issue of imbalance requires a Stoic approach of self-awareness, open communication, and the courage to establish boundaries. It begins with an honest assessment of our relationships, identifying where the imbalance lies and its impact on our well-being. This reflection is not a judgment, but a step towards understanding and rectifying the lack of reciprocity. A practical step towards restoring balance is the Stoic practice of open and honest dialogue, approached with kindness and clarity. Communicating our feelings and needs is not about placing blame, but expressing our desire for a more balanced relationship. This dialogue, however, requires the virtue of courage, the courage to be vulnerable in expressing our needs and the courage to set boundaries if the imbalance persists. Another Stoic exercise to cultivate balance in our relationships involves daily reflection on our interactions, asking ourselves if we've maintained our integrity and whether our actions contributed to a reciprocal exchange of support and kindness. This practice not only reinforces our commitment to living according to Stoic principles, but also encourages us to actively nurture relationships that are enriching and balanced. In conclusion, the Stoic pursuit of a balanced and harmonious life underscores the importance of reciprocity in our relationships. By embracing Stoic wisdom, we can strive towards connections that foster mutual growth, support, and respect. These relationships, characterized by an equitable give and take, not only enhance our lives, but also align with the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature and virtue. Signs 8. Endurance of abuse in any form. In the quest for a life marked by virtue and inner peace, the Stoics taught us the paramount importance of self-respect and dignity. These are not merely attributes but the very foundation upon which a fulfilling life is built. It is from this philosophical standpoint that the endurance of abuse in any form, be it physical, emotional, or psychological, is unequivocally condemned. Stoicism, with its emphasis on the strength of the human spirit and the power of rational thought, offers a resolute argument against tolerating abuse, advocating instead for the preservation of one's dignity and self-respect. Abuse, in its many guises, seeks to undermine the victim's sense of self, to erode their autonomy and to diminish their inherent worth. This is antithetical to the Stoic principle of maintaining control over one's inner citadel, the mind and spirit, which are inviolable sanctuaries of personal freedom and dignity. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most revered figures, counseled that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In the context of abuse, this teaching urges not retaliation, but a steadfast refusal to allow the abuser to strip away one's dignity and self-worth. Stoicism does not advocate for passive endurance of suffering. Rather, it encourages a proactive stance in defending one's dignity. The Stoic response to abuse is not to internalize the pain or to accept it as one's fate, but to recognize one's intrinsic worth and to take action to protect it. This may mean seeking support, removing oneself from the harmful situation, or speaking out against the injustice, always guided by wisdom and a deep sense of self-respect. A practical Stoic exercise to reinforce one's resolve against enduring abuse involves daily reflections on one's worth and dignity. This can be as simple as affirming one's value in the face of adversity and reminding oneself that no external force has the power to diminish one's intrinsic worth. Such reflections not only bolster self-esteem but also clarify the actions needed to remove oneself from abusive situations. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us the importance of community and mutual support. In the struggle against abuse, reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness, but an affirmation of one's strength and a testament to the Stoic belief in the power of human connection to overcome adversity. In conclusion, enduring abuse in any form is a direct affront to the Stoic principles of self-respect and dignity. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, individuals are empowered to stand against abuse, to protect their inner citadel, and to live lives marked by virtue, resilience, and an unwavering respect for the sanctity of their own worth. This stance not only affirms one's dignity, but also honors the Stoic commitment to living a life of purpose, grounded in the unshakable conviction of one's inherent value. Signs 9. Persistent communication failures. Persistent communication failures within relationships often serve as a harbinger of deeper, underlying issues, signaling a disconnection that extends beyond mere words. Stoicism, with its emphasis on rationality, clarity, and understanding, sheds light on navigating these tumultuous waters, advocating for a pathway towards mutual comprehension and resolution. At the core of Stoic philosophy is the belief that clear and honest communication is essential for the health and longevity of any relationship, be it personal or professional. The Stoics understood that the failure to communicate effectively could lead to misunderstandings, resentments, and a breakdown in the bond between individuals. They posited that every individual possesses the capacity for reason, a tool that, when wielded with precision and care, can bridge the widest of divides. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, urged us to listen, as if to the gods, emphasizing the importance of listening with intention, patience, and openness. This Stoic advice highlights the first step in overcoming communication failures, fostering an environment where each party feels heard and valued. However, persistent communication breakdowns often indicate that the issues at hand are not merely superficial but are rooted in a fundamental misalignment of values, expectations, or needs. Here, Stoicism offers a framework for introspection and dialogue. It encourages individuals to examine their own contributions to the breakdown in communication, asking themselves whether their words and actions are guided by virtue and the common good or by ego and misunderstanding. A practical Stoic exercise to enhance communication involves the practice of daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your interactions. Consider the conversations that were fruitful and those that were not, and examine your role in each. Were you fully present, and did you strive for understanding, or did you allow distractions or preconceptions to cloud the exchange? This exercise, rooted in the Stoic tradition, fosters a habit of mindful communication, encouraging a shift towards more meaningful and effective exchanges. Moreover, Stoicism teaches the value of empathy and the effort to understand the perspective of the other. By striving to see the world through the eyes of those we communicate with, we can identify the roots of misunderstandings and address them with compassion and clarity. In conclusion, persistent communication failures challenge us to look beyond the surface, prompting a deeper exploration of the underlying issues and our role in them. By applying Stoic principles of clarity, understanding, and rational discourse, we can navigate the complexities of human interaction, paving the way for stronger, more resilient relationships. This Stoic approach not only enhances our capacity for effective communication, but also enriches our connections with others, fostering a sense of unity and mutual respect that is essential for any lasting relationship. Signs 10. Constant sacrifice of inner peace. In the serene garden of our inner world, peace of mind is the most precious bloom, a testament to a life lived in harmony with one's principles and the world around. Stoicism, with its profound teachings on tranquility, equanimity, and the art of living well, posits that our inner peace should be guarded with the vigilance of a sentinel, for it is the cornerstone of a virtuous and fulfilling life. Relationships that consistently demand the sacrifice of this peace, however, stand in stark contradiction to Stoic teachings, pulling us away from the path of tranquility and towards a sea of discord and unease. The Stoics believe that tranquility and equanimity arise from living in accordance with nature and reason, and from maintaining control over one's emotions and reactions. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic wisdom, implored us to not let the external world disturb our inner peace, asserting that the turbulence we experience is often our own creation. When relationships become a source of constant turmoil, they challenge this Stoic ideal, urging us to reflect on whether these connections align with our highest good and the Stoic pursuit of a tranquil life. The contradiction between constant sacrifice of inner peace becomes evident when we recognize that Stoicism does not advocate for a life devoid of relationships, but for relationships that enhance our well-being and foster mutual growth. Relationships that drain our peace of mind, laden with conflict, misunderstanding, or neglect, pull us away from Stoicism's goal of living in harmony with oneself and the world. To reconcile this, Stoicism offers practical advice, the cultivation of self-awareness and the practice of detachment. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we learn to distinguish between what lies within our control and what does not. This discernment allows us to navigate relationships with grace, maintaining our composure and peace of mind, even in the face of challenges. A daily Stoic exercise involves reflecting on the day's interactions and identifying moments when our peace was compromised. By questioning what was within our control and what was not, we gradually learn to detach our inner peace from external conditions, including the dynamics of challenging relationships. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to seek out and nurture relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. These are the relationships that not only withstand the test of time but also contribute to our journey towards tranquility and equanimity. In essence, while relationships are an integral part of the human experience, Stoicism teaches us that our inner peace should never be the price of admission. By aligning our relationships with Stoic principles, we ensure that they become sources of joy, growth, and tranquility rather than sacrifice. In this alignment lies the key to maintaining our serenity in a world that is often anything but serene, allowing us to cultivate a life of peace, virtue, and fulfillment. Signs 11. Inability to accept each other's true selves. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is a profound respect for the authentic self and the conviction that true contentment arises from living in harmony with one's genuine nature. This principle extends beyond the individual, influencing the fabric of our relationships and the interconnections of our lives. When relationships fail to honor and accept the true selves of those within them, they contradict the essence of Stoic teachings, which advocate for authenticity, understanding, and mutual respect. Such relationships, bound by the constraints of pretense and superficiality, deprive individuals of the joy and growth that stem from genuine connection and acceptance. The Stoics taught that understanding and accepting oneself is the first step toward wisdom and fulfilled life. Epictetus, with his emphasis on self-awareness, encouraged individuals to reflect upon their own nature, virtues, and shortcomings. This introspection is not a journey of judgment, but one of acceptance and love for one's true self. Relationships that demand we hide or alter our true selves for acceptance or peace are, therefore, at odds with this journey. They represent not just a lack of understanding, but a fundamental disrespect for the Stoic principle of living truthfully according to one's nature. Accepting and loving the true self also means recognizing when a relationship impedes our ability to do so. The Stoic response to such a dilemma is not one of bitterness or resentment, but of rational decision-making aligned with the virtues of wisdom and courage. It involves the difficult yet necessary decision to distance oneself from relationships that fail to embrace our authentic selves. This does not mean giving up at the first sign of difficulty, but recognizing when a fundamental misalignment exists that cannot be reconciled without sacrificing one's integrity and authenticity. A Stoic exercise for fostering acceptance involves daily reflection on the interactions and relationships that allow us to be our true selves versus those that do not. Ask yourself, in which relationships do I feel free to express my genuine thoughts and feelings? Where do I feel I must wear a mask to be accepted? This practice not only enhances self-awareness but also guides us toward relationships that honor our authentic selves. In conclusion, the Stoic belief in the importance of accepting and loving the true self serves as a compass for navigating the complexities of relationships. It teaches us that relationships should be sanctuaries of authenticity and mutual respect, where the true self is not only accepted but celebrated. By embracing this Stoic wisdom, we empower ourselves to cultivate connections that enrich our lives and foster an environment where authenticity thrives. In doing so, we honor not only our own true nature but also the Stoic commitment to living a life of virtue, authenticity, and profound contentment. In navigating the complexities of relationships, Stoicism offers a compass by which to steer, a compass that points towards integrity, understanding, and the courage to embrace truth and authenticity in our connections with others. This ancient philosophy, grounded in the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, teaches us to evaluate our relationships through the lens of personal growth and well-being, encouraging us to foster interactions that are healthy, respectful, and enriching. The Stoic approach to relationships is not about rigid detachment or indifference, but about cultivating a deep sense of self-awareness and understanding. It involves the courage to make difficult decisions, whether to communicate openly about our needs, to set boundaries, or, when necessary, to part ways with those who do not contribute to our highest good. These decisions, though challenging, are steps towards a life of authenticity and fulfillment. As we apply these Stoic principles to our relationships, we open ourselves to connections that truly reflect our values and aspirations. We learn to cherish relationships that offer mutual growth and support, and to navigate away from those that compromise our peace of mind and self-respect. Let us take inspiration from the Stoics and strive towards relationships that not only bring us joy and companionship, but also align with our journey towards personal excellence. In doing so, we honor not just ourselves, but also the Stoic commitment to living a life marked by virtue, harmony, and profound contentment.